What is elder abuse? Many people mistakenly believe that elder abuse is a rare or non-existent problem. Sadly, elder abuse is quite common. Reports indicate that approximately 1 in 10 adults in the United States have experienced elder abuse of some type. Unfortunately, only about 1 in 24 cases of abuse are actually reported to the authorities. That's less than 5% of all cases. Elder abuse is a blanket term for any knowing, intentional, or negligent act that risks or causes harm to a vulnerable adult, which generally refers to an older individual who is functionally unable to care for themselves. The most common forms of elder abuse are threats, intimidation, guilt-tripping, gaslighting, and other psychological or emotional victimization. One study showed that 11.6% of elder abuse was psychological, while another stated that 4.6% was emotional. However, another study showed that financial abuse was more common. 61.8% of complaint callers to a National Center on Elder Abuse resource line claimed financial abuse by family members. Socioeconomic status can be a major factor in elder abuse, though studies on racial impact show mixed results. That's because multi-generational households might protect elders from abuse by professional caregivers, but at the same time conceal abuse by family members. LGBTQ elders are at particularly high risk of mistreatment, not to mention homophobia or transphobia. One study of gay, lesbian, and bisexual elders reported 65% of respondents had experienced victimization due to sexual orientation. While elder abuse can occur in many locations, most abuse of this kind happens in nursing communities due to their largely elderly populations. One national survey showed that 3% of nursing home staff witnessed at least one incident of physical abuse. In the same study, 10% actually admitted to committing an act of physical abuse, and 40% admitted to psychological abuse. By and large, the perpetrators of elder abuse are people who have some power or control over an elderly person's life and affairs. Caregivers can become abusive if they burn out and become resentful. Family members with power of attorney or other financial control over an elder's accounts can pocket money or spend it on other family members, leaving the elder in poverty. The more dependent the older adult is, the higher risk of abuse. The most common perpetrators are either adult children or the victim's spouse, although statistically more perpetrators tend to be male. Elder abuse can generally be broken down into several main categories. Financial abuse can be perpetrated by a family member, a caregiver, or even a total stranger, who either controls the elder's access to their own money and resources or takes advantage of them to extract money or resources. This abuse includes, among other things, forcing the elder to ask every time they need money or giving them an allowance, tricking them into giving away money or changing their will, running up debt on their credit card, stealing their identity, including opening accounts in their name, not paying their bills, and forcing them to turn over their Social Security benefits or other payments. Physical abuse is the infliction of intentional pain or injury. It includes intentionally causing the person to fall, inappropriate use of restraints like strapping the person to a bed, choking, pinching, slapping, hitting, or kicking, confining the person to their room. Sexual abuse of elders is relatively rare but does happen, because some elders may not have the mental capability to consent to sexual activity, or be too weak to fight it off. It includes unwanted touching and fondling, coerced nudity, sending sexually explicit photographs without permission, and even rape. Neglect and abandonment takes the form of denying food, shelter, water, medication, necessary physical assistance, assistance with hygiene. It even includes refusing to turn a bed-bound elder, resulting in bed sores. Emotional abuse is likely much more prevalent than generally realized because it's particularly hard to recognize by both the victim and onlookers. It includes threats, intimidation, and name-calling, public embarrassment, excessive jokes and sarcasm, treating the elder like a child as if they have no say, gaslighting them, withholding affection, and even denying them social contact with others, among other things. Because vulnerable adults may not admit to being victims, it's important to look for the warning signs of elder abuse to help identify and catch abusers. Physical warning signs are easier to spot and include bruises, broken bones, abrasions, burns, dehydration, unusual weight loss, unsanitary living conditions, poor hygiene, bed sores, and mysteriously missing medication. Emotional and psychological warning signs are usually behavioral changes like withdrawal from normal activities, sudden changes in alertness, depression, strained relationships, frequent arguments, fear or anxiety, refusing social contact for no good reason, and even changes in sleep patterns. Other warning signs include unfamiliar signatures on financial documents, changes in spending habits, unpaid bills, and unexplained transactions or missing money. You can report suspected elder abuse to the police or local adult protective services. There is no penalty for reporting suspected abuse, and you may help the person get the help they need. Elder abuse is a genuine problem that has become more pervasive. By knowing the warning signs of elder abuse, you can help keep vulnerable people safe. If you believe a family member is a victim of elder abuse, maltreatment, or neglect, contact us for a free case evaluation. nursinghomeabuse.org, exposing elder abuse and helping seniors get justice.